Okay, Mike, can you tell us what kind of trends you're seeing in the industry at the moment?
Yeah, I would say industry-wide, we're seeing a shift to more long-term sites right now. There were a lot more transient sites, and there's certainly a mix on properties, but we've actually seen them shift a lot of their transient sites to long-term. I would say we're seeing more stay types, meaning wagons or cabins or other types of options to stay at a different property. That's new, and almost everybody's putting those types of things in on their properties.
Yeah, absolutely. If you just look around the convention hall, there's a ton more park models than
Right.
there were just a few years ago. And for someone maybe thinking about smart metering, do you have any data you can share on why they should look at implementing something like this in their business?
Yeah, on the data side, a couple of things I would say is parks that put meters in use about 30 to 40% less energy. So we see that every single time they switch to metering, because you're shifting the accountability over to the consumer. They're more aware of their usage, and when they're paying for it, they conserve. So that's helped park owners because it's less demand on their infrastructure, so they can defer upgrades. They don't do as much maintenance. They don't have as many breakers burn out, so that's kind of one. That translates into also less emissions. So if you think about electricity, they have to generate it. And if you're using less, there's less generation, which is obviously better for the environment, less coal, less oil, all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. I think we measure it, and so we've been over 10 million pounds saved by campgrounds that have switched to metering. So that's a neat stat. The other one is we're seeing our campgrounds now recover the cost of electricity, which is one of their biggest factors. So they're covering 60, 70, 80% of their costs that they were taking to the bottom line and eating before. Now that's cost recovered.
Amazing. Such impressive stats. It seems like a no-brainer for campgrounds.
Yeah.
And looking into the future, what do you think's ahead for the industry over the next 5 years?
5 years, I would say, starting from now, we've seen EVs kind of flatten out, where that was actually on an uptick. So that's flattened, it's softened right now. It'll be interesting to see if that goes back up. I would say the one thing that is not flattened is Tesla. We still see Teslas, and we're seeing Cybertrucks that we didn't see before, so that's kind of new. Electrical demand is going to be a problem, or supply, I should say. The demand keeps going up, and we see that in our stats as well. Supply is going to be the problem. So the energy companies can't produce it fast enough, and they can't bring plants online to produce it. So I think we're going to see more peak energy rates, which will affect our campground owners, that they'll have higher peak rates and more of them in more states and more places. I think places that don't have peak time energy rates now will have that. Those are the big ones, I think. I mean, I watch the energy space.
Absolutely. You're the expert. So thank you so much for sharing. It's been awesome.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks.